Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس week 3. Before we start, let's welcome our interpreter from the sign language, Mr. Fawaz Al-Aqil. Today, inshallah, we are going to start a new unit, which is Unit 2, Things We Wear. Okay, we will get in details before we start in this unit. You see here, we are going to get we will have 8 classes studying Unit 8, Things We Wear. Here, mainly we talk about clothes and all things related to clothes. First, we'll take our class, the first class, which is today, the first section, which is talk time. We'll take 4 pages from the student's book, 2 pages, and from the workbook 2 pages. Then the next class will be rhythm and listening, words and action, the 3rd class, phonics, the 4th class, and the last 4 classes will be phonics practice. Phonics practice 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, before we start our new unit today, let's review some of the objectives that we are going to have at the end of this class. So at the end of the class, the student will be able to say, I like your, and the student will mention the things that he or she likes. The next, the student will be able to ask the question, whose, and the student will name this thing and say, is this? Whose is this? Okay. Next, the student will be able also to name some clothes and to know what these clothes are. Also, the student will be able to use who, whose, what, and why correctly. And the last objective of today, the student at the end of this class will be able to write O and P on lines. Okay, now I will give you a chance, my dear students, to read these 4 words. Can you read them, please? Okay, what is the first one here? That's correct. We can say here, whose. Here in this word, we ask whom this thing or that thing belongs to. And here, the second one, on the right here, we say who. This question here is to ask about a person. If you want to ask about a man or a woman, a person in general, you say who. Like saying, who's this? This is Ali. Who's that? That is Noura, and so on. Also, you ask about things, okay, not human beings, not people. You say what, okay? And the last word here is a different meaning, which means the color white. You can pronounce it as white. So let's pronounce them again. Let's read them again. And you need to repeat whose, who, what, and white, okay? So here, if you have this, what do you call it? We call it a hat. Very good. So if you don't know whom this hat belongs to, how can you ask? You can say, whose hat is this? If it is close to you. If it is very far from you, you can say, whose hat is that? So that means, whom does this hat belong to? Okay, if you ask about this person, if you don't know who this person is, you say, who's this? Okay, if he is close to you or if he's far from you, you can say, who is that? Okay, and here, if you talk about clouds, the thing that gives us rain from the sky, and usually the color is white, so you say, what is this? Okay, you say what? Okay, and if you want to tell what the color of the cloud, you say it is white. So how do you say these words? How do you pronounce them? We say about the hat, whose hat is this? Who is this boy? And we can ask, what is this? And the color of this sky is white. Okay, now we go to the talk time, the first section of this unit 2, Things We Wear. And we will have this short conversation between this boy and this girl. She says hi, that means she is greeting this boy, and the reply is hi, Safruta. Her name is Safruta, and he is replying to her welcome. He says hi, Safruta. Okay, and she says, wow, I like your hat. She tells him that she likes the hat he is wearing. Okay, and he says thank you. This is when somebody says I like your dress, for example, or I like your thobe, or something like that, you can reply saying thanks. Okay, so let's listen to this short conversation with one of your colleagues who's acting out this conversation.
Hi.
Hi, Safruta.
Wow, I like your hat.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move to the next slide here. We have a boy, we have a girl, we have a hat, and we have another boy. What's going on here? The girl is asking, she has this hat, and she doesn't know whom this hat belongs to. So she's asking, whose hat is this? What do you expect the answer? If somebody asks you, whose hat is this? Or whose book is this? What do you say? You can say like this, it's mine. That means it belongs to me. It's mine, thank you. Okay, she says, you are welcome. When anybody welcomes you, saying saying thank you, you say, you are welcome. Okay, and here this guy also is replying, it's not mine. It's not mine, that means it doesn't belong to me. It's not mine, it's the other guy here. So let's also listen to this short conversation again with your colleagues acting out this conversation.
Whose hat is this?
It's not mine.
It's mine, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, we move now to the next slide, which is exercise number 3. You need to listen and you need to point and number the following square here. You have whose, you know what we mean by whose, and you know also how to pronounce whose, how to say this word. Notice here, WH here, OSE, so we pronounce it whose. Okay, the second word is who. Who, that means when you ask about people, you say who's this, who's that, who are these people, and so on. What, if you are asking about things, you say what. Notice how to pronounce this, you say what. Next, you say white. Okay, if you want to talk about the color, you say white. Okay, now let's listen and try to answer after listening.
Exercise 3. Listen, point, and number. Then say. Number 1, who. Who. Number 2, whose. Whose. Number 3, what. What. Number 4, white. White.
Okay, now we move to this question. Who is wearing white? If you ask this question, you can say this. This is a possible answer. The girl is wearing white. Okay, who's wearing white? The girl is wearing white. Now we'll give you a chance also to listen again to this audio, and you will listen also to this question and the answer. Okay.
Exercise 3. Listen, point, and number. Then say. Number 1, who. Who. Number 2, whose. Whose. Number 3, what. What. Number 4, white. White. Who's wearing white? The girl is wearing white.
Okay, so we ask now here, who is wearing white? Which girl is wearing white? So we say the girl is wearing white. The girl is wearing white. Okay, here the first section of this these 2 pages is number 4 here. Who is this? Okay, when somebody asks, we don't say who is this. Here we say whose is this. So look at the teacher here. She is pointing at a hat, okay, and she's asking the boys, whom does this hat belong to? Or she can say, as you can see, whose hat is this? Okay, let's listen to this audio.
Whose hat is this? It's mine. Thank you.
Okay, when somebody has this hat, he can say it's mine, or he can say, or she can say it's not mine, it's yours, for example. Okay, we move to the next exercises. Listen, point, and practice. Read and write the missing letters. Here we will have some words, and these words have some missing letters. Letters that are not appearing, you can put the right missing letter. For example, here, whose is this? Here we are talking about what? What can you see here in the picture? That is a hat. Excellent. So you can say, whose hat is this? Okay, and the possible answer, if somebody has this hat or owns this hat, he or she can say, it's mine, it belongs to me. Okay, now it's your role now to spell hat. You know, when the first letter is A, what is the second letter, sorry, is A, what is the first and what is the last? Think of it. It's very clear. You say hat, hat. So the first letter here is H, and the third letter is T. So how do you spell hat? You say H-A-T. That is a hat. Number two, whose is this? And the answer, the possible answer for this, it's mine. So we are asking here about this thing. What is this thing you can see? Excellent. That is a pen. How do you spell pen? Okay, the second letter is E. So what do you expect the first and the third? Okay, very good. That is P. You say P, pen. And the last one is N. So you say pen. Number three, we ask also the third question here. Whose is this? Here we have a picture of what? You can tell what this picture is? Very good. It is a bag. So whose bag is this? And it can be, the answer can be also, it's mine. If it belongs to you and somebody asks you, whose bag is this? You can say, it's mine. It's mine. That means it is my bag. It's my bag. So how do you spell bag? You know that the middle letter or the second letter is A. So what is the first? What is the third? The first is B and the last one is G. So you say bag. How do you spell bag? The right spelling for the word bag is B-A-G. Very good. Number four, whose is this? We're talking about this thing. What is this thing? You can see in the picture here. Very good. That is a cup. So how do you spell cup? Okay, the second letter is U. The first is what? Very good. That is C. So you say C-U-P. That is a cup. Now we will listen to your colleague, one of your colleagues now, acting out these sentences and reading them. Okay?
Whose hat is this? It's mine. Whose pen is this? It's not mine. Whose bag is this? It's mine. Whose cup is this? It's not mine.
Okay, very good. Now let's move to the next exercise. That is exercise number 3. Draw lines and match. Here we are asked to draw lines. We have some pictures here on the left side of some things, some animals and a person, and we have some kind of food on the right side here. What are these kinds of food? Okay, you can tell about and what are these animals and who, what is in the picture in the bottom here. The first one here is a mouse. Very good. And the second one, what do you call this small animal? Okay, that is a squirrel. Okay, and the next one here is a boy. Okay, what are these kinds of food? The first one here is a candy, and the second one is cheese, and the last one here is acorn. Acorn. Acorn is a kind of nuts that one of these animals like. So we want to know now the mouse. What does the mouse like? Which one of these 3 kinds of food does this mouse like? Okay, think of that. We will draw an arrow to this kind of food. Very good. So the mouse likes cheese. You can say the mouse likes cheese, or the mouse chooses cheese. Okay, what about the squirrel here? What does it like? Does it like candy or acorn? Of course, it likes acorn. So we say squirrel likes acorn. The boy, what does the boy like? The boy likes candy. Okay, so this is the model answer or the right answer for this exercise, exercise 3. Now let's move to the next page, which is page 72 in your workbook. Listen, point, and practice. Okay, also you need to trace. If you say here in this sentence, I like your hat. Okay, it is very good if you see something you like to express your opinion and to tell positive things. So she says to her brother, I like your hat. And he says, thank you. Okay, this is the model answer. Let's listen to this short conversation.
I like your hat. Thank you.
Okay. Now we are asked to trace. What do you mean by trace? That means we write on these sentences here, or one of the sentences. Let's try doing that. Okay, so you start with I. I'm tracing now. I'm tracing the letters like, L-I, K, E. I like your. This is Y, O, U, and R. Okay, I like your hat. Okay, H-A-T. And the full stop here. I like your hat. Thank you. Let's move to the next slide now. Now there is another conversation here. This girl also says, I like your t-shirt. She likes the t-shirt that her brother is wearing, and he says, thank you. Okay, let's listen to this short conversation.
I like your t-shirt. Thank you.
Good. Now we move to another conversation also that is from page 72 in your workbook as well. Look at these two, the boy and the girl. She says, I like your jacket. Okay, this is the jacket that the boy is wearing. And the usual answer for this question is thank you. Let's listen to this short conversation again.
I like your jacket. Thank you.
Okay, and listen and point. Here there is also another conversation here when he says, it's my hat. Okay, it's not mine. What do you mean by that? It's my hat. That means this hat belongs to me. When the other person is not, this hat doesn't belong to him, he says, it's not mine. Okay, this is the negative answer for this sentence. It's not mine. Let's listen.
It's my hat. It's not mine.
Okay. Now we move to the third part of our class today, which is about handwriting. Okay. Now we are going to train you how to write better and how to improve your handwriting, as we said before, by learning how to write and where to write the letters. And it's very important. If you want to make your handwriting neat, organized, and beautiful, you need to follow the rules of handwriting. We'll teach you now some of these rules. We start now on the page 46, which has the section of handwriting. We'll learn about two animals. The first one is octopus, and the second one is parrot. The first letter of the word octopus is O, and the first letter of the word parrot is P. Okay, so the most important thing here is how to write O and how to write P. Okay, let's start now writing O. When you want to write O, you have to know where to write O. First, let's have this pen, the red pen. Okay, so we start from here, we say O like this. This is how you start the O. From the top here, but you have to write it in the middle lines. okay, in the main body of the handwriting. So O is written like this, okay, and you have to write, as we said before, the arrow should go like this, okay, should go like this. So O, the best way of writing O is to do like this. If you want to write it later on cursive, you do like this, okay. This is the best way to write O. Now we move to the second letter, which is P. You start from the top here, you go down like this, and you go back and you form the other part of P, you curve it like this. So that is P. Another time to write P, this is how we write P, and you have to be careful about the place. Don't go, don't exceed the limit of the line, don't go beyond the line, you write P like this, okay. This is the way how to write P. And if you write it on one line, you have to make it hanging like this, as we said before. This is hanging P, and you go out like this. This is how to write P. If you want to write cursive, it's very easy. If you know how to start and how to finish, that is the way of writing P. This is how to write P again, okay, P, okay. And now we move to the next slide to write words now, okay. Okay, the words octopus, as you can see this animal, that is octopus, and the other one is parrot. How to write octopus the right way? Let's start here. Octopus, you start with O like this, C, which is the middle, okay, and the next one is T and O, then P, U, S, okay. This is how to write octopus. Let's write it once again. O should be written like this, as we said before, C, then T, O, P, okay, P is one of the hanging letters that we said before, U and S. If you write it on one line, you do like this, O, C, T, O, P, U, S. So we'll advise you, whenever you write like this, train on spelling or train on handwriting to pronounce the word. You say octopus. That will help you remember the word and make it part of your vocabulary. So this is octopus. Now let's move to the second one, which is about a parrot. As you can see the picture of parrot, starting with P, P, A, double R, O, and T. That is how to write parrot. Again, P, A, double R, O, and T. That's parrot. If you write it also on one line, you have to make the P hanging. Okay, as we said before, P, G, J, Q, and Y, all these 5 letters are hanging, so they go down the line. So you say P, A, double R, O, T. That is how to write parrot. Okay. Okay, this is how we write parrot. Let's clear the board. Okay, and by this we come to the end of our class today. Thank you for watching, and see you inshallah in our next episode. Goodbye.